Let's log into aplusstudents.com. Use your password, username and password. Then open Language Arts section. Then move to grade 4. We are going to discuss chapter 25 today. It is named Adverbs that Compare. Okay, so in this chapter, there is one lesson only. The chapter name is Adverbs that Compare. In this one, we'll use adverbs to compare. What are adverbs? Do you know? Well, let me tell you briefly. Adverbs are words that tell more about, or you can say that tell about verbs. They tell about verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Well, if you have studied just that adverbs tell about verbs, it's okay. We can discuss this even. But adverbs are words that tell about verbs. What kind of verbs? Where the action takes place, how an action takes place, and when an action takes place. Okay, and we can use adverbs to compare actions. If we talk about adverbs that tell about verbs means actions, we can use them to compare actions. How can we compare actions? Using two adverbs, comparative adverbs and superlative adverbs. These two. These two types of adverbs can be used to compare actions. Okay. How does a comparative adverb compare two actions? Comparative adverbs compare how two actions are done. It compares two actions, remember. So comparative adverbs compare how two actions are done. And what about superlative adverbs? Superlative adverbs compare how more than two actions are done. Well, this is the difference. Comparative adverbs compare two actions. Superlative adverbs compare more than two. And more than two can be any figure, any number of actions, but it should be more than two. So superlative adverbs compare how more than two actions are done. For adverbs that have one syllable, add er to make the comparative adverb. Well, those adverbs that have one syllable. With those adverb, add er to make the comparative adverb. Well, we add certain words or certain letters to adverbs to make them comparative adverbs and to make them superlative adverbs, which compare actions. So, if the adverb is one syllable word, add er to make excuse me, to make the comparative adverb, and add est to make the superlative adverb. But this is a case for those adverbs if they have one syllable. Means if the adverb is one syllable word, add er to make the comparative adverb and add est at the end of that adverb. Add est to make the superlative adverb. Look at the base form. If the base form, okay, the base verb adverb is soon, the comparative adverb can be made by adding er because soon is a one syllable word. So with soon, if you want to make it a comparative adverb, add er after the word and add est to make it superlative adverb. So this is how we make comparative and superlative adverbs if the adverb has one syllable. Okay. For adverbs that have more than one syllable. Okay, so those adverbs which have more than one syllable, add more to make the comparative adverb and add most to make the superlative adverb. Okay, let's take an example of an adverb. Safely. Safely. It has two syllables. So more than one syllable. So to make comparative adverb, add more safely. And to make superlative adverb, add, it becomes most safely. And for the adverb early, just for this one, drop y, add ier to make the comparative adverb, and add iest to make the superlative adverb. So guys, adverbs to compare actions. If you want to use adverbs to compare actions, you must understand these 3 points. First, there are two types of adverbs that compare. First one, comparative adverbs. Number two, superlative adverbs. Comparative adverbs compare how two actions are done, compare how more than two actions are done. So this is the difference between these two. Okay, one other point is for adverbs that have one syllable, add er to make the comparative adverb, add er to make the comparative adverb, and add est to make superlative adverb. Okay, so important point here. For adverbs that have more than one syllable, add more to make the comparative adverb and add most to make the superlative adverb. And for just one adverb, early, drop y and add ier. See, early, comparative adverb is earlier, add ier. And superlative is earliest, add iest. Okay, so let's begin the test. Use adverbs to compare actions. Okay, the instruction is complete the sentence with the correct form of the adverb. This is the sentence. Today, the express train ran blank than the ordinary train. Now, the express train ran. This is the verb, the action. Now you have to compare the action of express train with the action of the ordinary train. Now, how many actions are compared? Two actions. So, which adverb is used to compare two actions? How two actions are done? Yes. Comparative adverb is used to show how two actions are done. So, comparative adverb is used to show how two actions are done. How the train express ran, how the ordinary train ran. So, the comparison between the actions of two things, two actions are compared. The comparative adverb, which one is comparative adverb? If you want to make comparative adverb, add er to the adverb. So, which one has er? This one. Slower. Today, the express train ran slower than the ordinary train. So, when you use this adverb, it compares how two actions are done. Guys, we have started the test. So, I hope you participate and answer. Slower is a comparative adverb. Okay, let's complete the sentence with the correct form of the adverb. Our time on vacation passed blank than our time at school. More swiftly, most swiftly. Why more and most are used here? Before um, finding the answer, before selecting the answer, I will tell you swiftly. Swiftly is a syllable word. Swiftly. It's a two-syllable word. More than one. So if there is a word, if there is an adverb which has more than one syllable, we add more with to make it comparative adverb, or we add most to make it superlative adverb. So more swiftly is a comparative adverb. Most swiftly is a superlative adverb. And you have to choose, do you have to use comparative adverb in the sentence or superlative adverb in the sentence? Our time on vacation passed blank than our time at school. Nobody has answered yet. Is anybody going to answer? Okay, so I will tell you. Our time on vacation passed blank than our time at school. So the time passed on vacation is compared to the time passed at school. So how many actions are compared? Two. So if two actions, if you have to compare how two actions are done, which adverb is used? Comparative adverb. So which one is comparative adverb? More swiftly. Our time on vacation passed more swiftly than our time at school. The plant with the red flowers grows blank of all Aaron's plants. The plant with the red flowers grows blank of all Aaron's plants. More gradually, most gradually. So, which one? More gradually, comparative adverb, most gradually, superlative adverb. You have to decide whether you have to choose comparative or superlative adverb. How does it depend? What does it depend on? It depends on the number of actions it is comparing. Well, if you read the sentence again, the plant with the red flowers grows. So the plant with the red flower grows blank of all Aaronson's plants. So if he has all the plants, so this plant with the red flowers grows most gradually because you are comparing the growth of all the plants, not two, more than one plant, more than two plants. So superlative adverb most gradually will be used to complete the sentence. Grandpa greeted Ellen, the blank of all his grandchildren, the most warmly, the more warmly of all his grandchildren. Grandpa greeted Ellen, the blank of all his grandchildren, most warmly, more warmly. Well, out of all his grandchildren means more than one. So the actions, how more than more than two actions are compared. So to show how more than two actions are compared, which adverb is used? Yes, superlative is used to show how more than two actions are compared. And superlative adverb has most. I mean, if you want to make superlative adverb with the adverb which has more than one syllable, add most. So most warmly is the answer. Of all his homework, Tony worked blank on his art project. Of all his homework, Tony worked blank on his art project. More gladly, most gladly. More gladly, comparative adverb, because the with the adverb, if we use word more with an adverb, it means it is comparative adverb. It compares how two actions are done. And to make a superlative adverb, add most to the adverb having more than one syllable. So which one are you going to use? Option two, Semi, you're asking. Yes, option two it is. Why did we choose superlative adverb? Because of all his homework, Tony worked all his homework, not two, all his homework. Tony worked most gladly on his art project. So, superlative adverb shows how more than two actions are compared or done, right? We spread the lettuce seeds, the blank of all the seeds, more widely, most widely. Okay, complete the sentence with the correct form of the adverb. We spread the lettuce seeds, the blank of all the seeds, more widely, most widely. As you can see, more widely is a comparative adverb and most widely is a superlative adverb. Now you have to choose which one will be used in the sentence. While we spread the letter seeds, the blank of all the seeds mean how all the seeds were spread. So it is how more than two actions are compared. So it shows the one I'm going to choose shows how more than two actions are done. And that is, yes, superlative adverb, most widely. We spread the letter seeds the most widely of all the seeds. You need to lean blank than that if you want to see the pictures. You need to lean blank than that if you want to see the pictures. Closest, closer. Closest, closer. Okay, so you need to lean blank than that if you want to see the pictures. So it compares two actions. We need an adverb which shows how two actions are done. So we need a comparative adverb, and a comparative adverb ends in er. You need to lean closer than that if you want to see the pictures. Nicole cut the cloth blank than Joel did and won the sewing prize. Nicole cut the cloth more cleanly than Joel did, or most cleanly than Joel did, and won the sewing prize. Now, see in this one, two actions, it compares how two actions are done. Nicole cut the cloth and Joel did means Joel cut the cloth. So you have to select an adverb that shows how two actions are done. So if it is showing two actions, how two actions are done, that would be comparative adverb, and more cleanly is a comparative adverb. Nicole cut the cloth more cleanly than Joel did and won the sewing prize. The tall knight acted the blank of all the knights, most selfishly, more selfishly. Okay, of all the knights, acted blank of all the knights. Means of all the knights means more than one action. Sorry, more than two actions. So use a superlative adverb. And superlative adverb has most in it. So most selfishly. The tall knight acted the most selfishly of all the knights. The pitcher threw the ball blank on the second pitch than on the first pitch. Lowest, lower. The pitcher threw the ball blank on the second pitch than on the first pitch. Well, the pitcher threw the ball blank on the second pitch. Well, let me tell you, the pitcher threw the ball on the second base, and the pitcher threw the ball on the first pitch as well. So now, how these two actions are done, this is being compared here. Two actions means comparative adverb, and if you want to make comparative adverb, add er to the at the end of the adverb. So lower. The pitcher threw the ball lower on the second pitch than on the first pitch. And let me tell you something, the word than is used to show how two actions are done. Means if the word than is used, use comparative adverb. Of all the pandas, the young one ate the bamboo most hungrily, more hungrily. Okay, so of all the pandas, okay, if the word all is used, of all the pandas, the word all suggests something, I'll tell you. The young one ate the bamboo most hungrily or more hungrily. While the you are talking about all the pandas, means they eat bamboo. So for all the pandas, the young one ate the bamboo. We are talking. It means more than two actions are compared. Actions of young ones, actions of old ones, actions of middle-aged pandas. So more than two. So more than two means you must use superlative adverb to compare. So which one is superlative? Does it have most or more? It has most. So this one is correct. Of all the pandas, the young one ate the bamboo most hungrily. Of all the teammates, Maria uses her time blank before a game. So the word all again should suggest something. Semi, you're saying it's option one. Yes. Of all the teammates means more than two actions are compared. It means you have to use superlative adverb. Of all the teammates, Maria uses her time most usefully before a game. In dance class, Craig tries blank than Janet. Craig tries harder than Janet, hardest than Janet. Okay, now there's a hint as well which can tell you than is used. So which adverb must be used? I hope this clue helps you to figure out. The word than is used when two actions are compared. So comparative adverb must be used to show how two actions are done. So out of these two, which one is comparative? The one which ends in er. This is the comparative adverb. It shows how two actions are done. In dance class, Craig tries harder than Janet. Okay, guys, I hope you understand adverbs that compare and you can identify how adverbs compare. I'm going to end the class here. You can complete the test after this class and you can practice more. I'll see you again next time. Till then, have a great time.